So apparently farming was not the only thing that took a big hit in update 43. Another tower that got pretty wrecked was the bottom path Druid, specifically the tier 2 and beyond. The Heart of Vengeance, which it gives you 10% extra attack speed right away as soon as you buy the upgrade. Then after that, it gives you another percentage point per life lost up until 100%. So starting at 10%, you have to lose 90 lives to get to 100% extra attack speed. With this update, the maximum has now been lowered from 100% to 50%, meaning that now you only have to lose 40 lives and then you're done, you're at max speed. In this video, what I'm gonna do to showcase this and test it out is we're gonna be playing least cash Bloonarius on logs, and I'm gonna replicate a setup that I used in the first ever least cash event, which was on Frozen Over. Well, actually the first ever event was on Cabin, but that one got cancelled due to some bugs. So I'm gonna replicate as closely as I can the setup that I just showed you on screen, and we're gonna see if it's possible to beat it, because in that video the tier 5 was really close. So obviously I wouldn't be able to do that anymore on that map after this nerf. But question is, can we do it on logs? This is an easier map, so it might be possible, but also maybe not. That's what we're gonna find out. How big is this nerf actually? And whilst I'm doing that in this video, I'm gonna be talking a bit about power creep, which has been a big discussion lately, and if nerfs in general is a good or a bad thing. So we're gonna be talking about, buffs and nerfs and power creep in general. So of course, like every time there is a nerf, the initial reaction is always gonna be like, boo, not fun. But as I mentioned when I replied to somebody's comment recently on a video, that it can actually be pretty fun, because nerfing a tower means that something that might have been trivial before, some type of challenge, may now very well be really difficult to do, and that opens up for, new fun challenges again. Obviously, when things become too easy, it's not very fun anymore. As I mentioned, the initial reaction to a nerf is almost always negative, even though most of the time it's probably for the better in the long run. But in this particular instance, I'm actually gonna be very positive about it. The reason being is that, as Ninja Kiwi said in the update notes, this really is a long time coming, and it has been very strong in certain game modes for a long time. Obviously the losing lives part is something that you can't utilize in chimps mode, but as they said, certain game modes, I think what they were, talking about was least cash. That's pretty much it. I think I'm one of the people who quite enjoy least cash, but there's also a lot of people who are not fan of least cash or least tiers. And one of their complaints is that, it's pretty similar week to week. And one of the go-to strategies for normal is always, when it's not banned, it's the Druid strat. But now that one is taking a big toll, so now you're probably going to be seeing some competing strategies. So what I'm doing here, first of all, is we're gonna be placing down all of our Druids, getting them all to tier 2, and then because we have Vasili, losing the lives will be quite easy, because we can just use her totem that loses 10 lives in the beginning. Just use that 4 times and we're done. This one is going to be outside of the range of this guy, but I'm also not going to upgrade it to include this guy, upgrade the range, because that's not worth it. You lose like $100 or something. Maybe I could upgrade this guy when a totem is down, giving extra range to this one. I don't know why I'm tryharding so much though. That's really not the point of this video. Alright, so place this one, and now it is just barely in range. So now we got 1, 2, 3, and that one. There we go. So before I move on and talk about power creep and so on and so forth, I think we're gonna go ahead and fast forward to tier 1 and take that down first. Oh, I forgot about using my totem to lose lives. Hopefully tier 1 isn't that difficult, so I hope I haven't messed it up here by not using that one enough times. Alright, do we have enough peers to take care of these insides? It should be enough. Oh, the totem disappeared. I remember that being a big part of taking care of the insides, but we do have some more track length here. Oh my god. Alright, how about not getting the Berserker Brew then? And we're gonna have to hold off a bit with the totem here, I think, to get some better timings. Yeah, it's close, but it's better this time. Okay, back to strong. Probably need to keep focusing on more Pop Lust instead of getting Berserker Brew for now. Oh, and this time we are going to be put this back on first. This time we don't have any totem up. How are we gonna do here? This might be tough. Oh crap. You know what? I think I'm just gonna restart. Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna forget about the totem this time. Fast forward. Actually, let me hold off with the upgrades a little bit. And wait, because I'm not in a rush to take down a tier. Save some money and then get 2 upgrades at the same time or something instead. So now we're down to 60, which means we're at maximum speed now for all of them, because this one I didn't do the same thing as last time. No, you need to time that differently. It's all about the timing. Man, this is what I mean. Apparently it's a lot tougher than it was last time on Frozen Over. Alright, well, since it's this week, we're probably gonna need a debuff later anyway, so how about this? Oh, we can't get the ice shards. Come on, dude. Ugh. Well, alright, Oben, your time to shine. And now, hopefully... Wait. We need to leak 60 lives, no, sorry, 40 lives, plus 25, plus this spike stack. I'm not sure if there's that many balloons. No, we're 10 away. How much is... A green is 3 lives, right? We need to leak 20 now. Quick maps. So what is it 7 balloons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want to catch like 3 of them. How about that? Did I catch 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No! Did I finish the round? Oh my god, I did. I caught 1 balloon too many with that one. Well, okay, so we got what? 48% out of 50? That's good enough. I mean, this ought to go better. We got the brambles and the slowdown and the more pierce and everything. Alright, moving along pretty nicely. The last few skulls may be trouble though. Alright, so we take down tier 1 at least. So yeah, back to power creep. You know, if you have constant balance changes, I think you're bound to end up with things that are too powerful, because that's sort of the only way to do constant changes and keep it interesting. I don't think you can do constant balance changes and have things balanced all the time and still have those changes be interesting. That being said, of course, to keep that in check, you have to have big nerfs every once in a while, and this I think is a good example of that, where something has been very strong for a long time, but they bring it back to probably where it ought to be. Also, something I think is like very, very important is that for new towers, this is sort of off topic, kinda. For new towers, whether that be a regular tower, a paragon, or a hero, I think it is very important that upon release, it is too powerful to keep it, to make sure that it gets hyped up. Like, do you remember the Nav arc? That shit was so fun. That was one of the best paragon releases in my opinion. Now, obviously, it was nerfed and has been brought down since then, but that never killed off the tower, never killed off the hype. If you do it in reverse, you hype up a tower like, oh, we're gonna release this tower, this paragon, this hero, and then it sucks on release, and then you try to bring it up after, that's sort of kills the tower right away. I think that's the wrong way to do it. So I think Ninja Kiwi has done a pretty good job with like the new tower releases and whatnot. I mean, the Beast Handler, same thing there. I don't like that tower, but man, on release, that Megalodon, oh my god. It is fun when it's overpowered for a while. Alright, we need to get the Avatar of Wrath here. There we go. Wow, that made things easier. Jesus Christ. So as I said in the previous nerf video, the one about farming, I'm personally pretty neutral to that change. The only thing that concerns me is the IMF part I talked about, but other than that, I'm neutral to a farming nerf. It's fine for me. And this nerf I think is probably a good thing. So in general, I definitely don't mind nerfs, even big ones, because big ones means that I can have more caps in my titles. God, I love clickbaiting. Man, I love seeing that number go up. What is... I thought we were gonna be pretty good tier 3 without an overclock even, but apparently not. We're playing fucking Elite! We're playing the Elite! Were we playing Elite for... when we played Azealia as well? Oh my god, I'm the biggest retard on earth! Wait, oh my god! No wonder it was so damn tough! Okay, okay. Man, I mean, how far are we into the video now? We gotta be like 10 minutes into the video at this point. And we're still pre-tier 1. Okay, that was the most hilarious mistake I've probably ever made. We're gonna have to try to wrap this video up quickly though now. Fast forward to tier 1. I thought it was a little strange, like how could I not time the totems? I'm like, man, how did I time so many skulls with the totem last time? How strange. Alright, let's see how we fare against the first skull this time around. Activate the totem. And yeah, there's there's a noticeable difference. Well, that was easy enough. Alright, fast forward to tier 2. I think it was this tier that was such a struggle in the boss event to time the totems to succeed. I think so. I want to use it just prior to popping the first skull, so that we have it for the insides, but still it has time to come back before the next one. I think that's the way to play it. I don't seem to be having much choice. I'm dying without it. Okay, I'm getting way too blocked by all the leads. So let's do this. How about that? Yeah, look at that. Now that worked a lot better. Yeah, okay, so despite the nerf, it is working out so far, albeit we are on an easier map. Let's fast forward to tier 3. Alright, now watch this go to town. Boom, boom. Now that's a lot easier. Okay, strong, of course. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to spit out, not bad balloons. Wow, so this tier was really easy. Tier 4 should be a breeze too, even with the nerf, if I recall from the Frozen Over run. And then the only interesting part really is going to be tier 5. Alright, fast forward to tier 4. Again, last tier was 350k HP. This is 750. Tier 5 is 3 mil. And last time on Frozen Over, I believe it was tier 2 and tier 5 that was the hardest, and tier 5 was, you know, the hardest. So it's really the only tier that we are interested in, pretty much. I need to swap this guy to first for a second here, because we are... Actually, I could just leave him on first, actually. Alright, that's tier 4. Now let's cut to tier 5. We need to wrap this thing up. It's late, and tomorrow is custom bike show, and I need to be up bright and early. What's happening here? There we go. Alright, here we go. Put him back on strong, and here is the final test. Alright, wait for balloon areas to come a little closer, and then give it extra range with the totem and use overclock at the same time, right about there. Yeah, almost. Yeah, right about there. Oh, and right, we're gonna need to put him back to first for a second every here and there. Use the Hex to take care of that bad. And Pierce capped as usual. Back to first for a while. Ooh, get the totem. And overclock. And then back to strong. Whew. Hex the bad. And now we are looking good to take down Bloon areas like right around the mid or something, I think. So while the nerf is huge and will make this strat like unviable for a lot of least cash boss events for normal, it is still possible and is still a really good least cash strat on like the very easiest maps. Like you can't do it on a lot of maps, but on like 1, 2, maybe 3 maps, the most easiest of all, it can still be done. Alright, so overall I would say a pretty fair nerf. One of the most reasonable nerfs I've ever seen, probably. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this nerf in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.